Good afternoon, students. So this is, again, a video, a quick one for Introduction to Research Methods. Particularly, I'll be focusing this video on establishing a research schedule. So it is very important, and I've kept on mentioning this in the introduction to the class, that making a research part of your daily schedule would make a lot of difference in your thesis writing. So setting a schedule at the beginning of a research project helps you stay on track and reminds you to follow the basic steps in the process. I have presented previously in class the components of the research methodology, and this is a expansion of what I have discussed in the class. So for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have been telling you to start reading back or interviewing or observing more distinctly your environment so that you can find and narrow a topic of interest. So your topic must be built in within a particular question or issue or a relevant current event or something of an argument, so that you can interpret an issue and cite the opinions found in your course material. So narrowing a topic is might be a little bit difficult, because I think once you have overcome this stage, then you would have more freedom to push through in the other stages. So right now you're being challenged to really pinpoint that area of interest to you that you would like to write your thesis upon. So second is drafting a thesis and research proposal. When you do this, there are steps to follow, and there are school formats that you should abide to. So this will be further discussed in class. Here, you need to draft some kind of a plan to help direct and organize your research before you start reading more materials. So next step is reading and creating a working bibliography. So preliminary reading establishes the basis for your research, helping you discover the quantity and quality of available resources. As I've mentioned in class, if you look, for example, in Google Scholar for a particular topic, and you will find a lot of hits related to your topic, if there's just too many sources, your topic is too broad and needs further narrowing, or your topic has been widely researched already, and you should think twice of pursuing that same line of interest. You can still do something on that topic, but you have to really look for the knowledge gap, and that will be a really challenging task. Next, you start creating notes. Begin entering notes in digital or printed research journal. Some notes will be summaries, others will be carefully selected quotations from the sources, and some will be paraphrases written in your own voice. So it depends on what kind of person or student you are. If you are very techy, or you really are into using apps in your cell phone or in your tablets or in your computer, then starting this week, you should look for apps that assist you in creating your bibliography. There are a lot of apps that you can use to highlight PDF or to keep documents entirely in the cloud, and you can look for these in the App Store or in the Google Play Store. Okay, organizing and outlining. Here, I think this will be maybe 2 or 3 weeks from introduction, where I will ask you guys, the students, to start organizing the materials you have taken so far, or you have read, and form an outline to guide the direction of your literature review. Sometimes you get a lot of hits, a lot of materials that it clouds your overall purpose, or what is it really that you want to write. So it would be good if you have a guideline or some concrete topics within the context of your chosen area of interest, where you would look for materials that are directly related to your thesis topic. Now, drafting the paper, we will do this across the course of research methodology. And during your writing, I will advise you regarding the flow of the research. But then once you are ready for a thesis proposal or topic proposal, you will get your own advisors. Now, formatting the paper is a very important aspect as well. I have mentioned earlier that you should also follow school format. When we write a thesis, departments or colleges would have their own formats, and you need to know what these are. Okay, a different school would have a different format, a different publishing house would have a different format. So format matters when you're doing academic research. Now you have to also look at the references that you have used. Here at our school, we use the APA, or the American Psychological Association format. And there are apps still, at saka mga guides online that actually let you save your sources in APA, MLA, or other formats for that matter. So just look for the APA format. When you're using Google Drive, if you look at the lower bottom right, there is a sort of like a symbol there, an asterisk, that enables you to save your sources in APA. Revising and proofreading. At the end of the project, you should be conscientious about examining the manuscript and making all necessary corrections. So this is actually a huge part pa rin of the thesis writing. Even if you have finally defended your paper, normally there would be like revisions or additions or improvements that your expert panel would suggest, and you are normally given 2 or 3 weeks to revise and edit until the panelist signs your paper that you can bind it already. Then submitting the manuscript, like all writers, you will need at some point to publish the paper and release it to the audience. Plan well in advance to meet this final deadline. So we have an annual research forum, and we normally have this forum middle of the year or at the end of the year, where both students and teachers present the research paper to the community, to the academic community. So, and the other one is that some of the really good innovative researches we recommend for publication in local and international journals. So for this, you need to look at steps 1 to 10 and really integrate this into your system, and look forward to doing all of this task in your thesis writing. Now, I'd like to also look at this, getting your space ready for thesis writing. It's very important that you have your own space where you can really clear your mind and do some intensive work every day. Maybe not every day, but at least, 3-4 days of the week, you sit down and you write and you look in the internet and you look for resources and you do intensive reading. When you look at the material, sometimes you just look at the headings or maybe the abstract. No, you really look to dig. You really need to dig deeper, and sometimes read twice, 3 times long articles or heavy articles for you to really integrate what the article contains and if it's really related to your topic or not. Now, if you do not have a dedicated space or a dedicated time to do this, you will really find yourself at a loss. So look for a space in your house, look for a quiet space in your house, find it anywhere where you can really focus on research writing. Again, let me remind you, this challenging task cannot be, compared to your other assignments in your other classes. This is an integration of your course, of your degree. So expect that you will put a lot of effort in it and a lot of time doing it. So I think one of the best tips overall in both of these 2 slides that I shared with you now is that research writing is an effort-making activity. You really have to put your mind to it so that you achieve your goals and you achieve your goals on time. Thank you very much. I hope this helps, and let's see each other in class.